topic of climate change has been a subject of intense debate and discussion in recent years, with scientists and mainstream media playing a crucial role in shaping public perception and understanding of the issue. However, some critics argue that these entities often lie to us about climate change, presenting a biased and misleading narrative that obscures the truth. While it may seem counterintuitive to suggest that scientists and journalists would intentionally deceive the public, a closer examination of the complex web of interests and motivations at play reveals that this phenomenon is more nuanced and multifaceted than meets the eye. One primary reason for the alleged deception is the influence of powerful corporate and political interests that stand to benefit from downplaying the severity of climate change. Many major corporations, particularly those in the fossil fuel industry, have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo and avoiding any measures that might disrupt their profits. These companies often exert significant pressure on scientists, policymakers, and media outlets to tone down their language and avoid emphasizing the most alarming aspects of climate change. This can manifest in various ways, such as funding research that casts doubt on scientific consensus, lobbying against climate regulations, or using public relations campaigns to create the appearance of uncertainty and debate. Mainstream media outlets, which rely heavily on advertising revenue and corporate sponsorships, may also be reluctant to challenge these powerful interests or present a narrative that is too critical of the fossil fuel industry. This can result in a watering down of the language and term used to describe climate change, as well as a lack of coverage of the most critical issues and stories. Furthermore, the media's tendency to prioritize sensationalism and controversy over fact-based reporting can create a false narrative of debate and uncertainty, even when the scientific consensus is clear. Another factor contributing to the alleged deception is the complexity and nuance of the climate change issue itself. Climate science is a vast and multidisciplinary field, encompassing fields such as atmospheric physics, oceanography, and ecology. However, the media often simplifies or exaggerates the findings of climate research, creating a narrative that is more black and white than the actual science. This can lead to misinformation and confusion among the public, as well as a lack of understanding of the underlying causes and consequences of climate change. Additionally, the pressures of academic and professional politics can also influence the way scientists present their research and the media reports on it. Scientists may feel pressured to secure funding, publish in prestigious journals, and maintain a reputation within their field, which can lead to a reluctance to challenge prevailing narratives or present findings that are too controversial. Similarly, journalists may face pressure from editors, publishers, and corporate interests to produce stories that are attention-grabbing and sensational, rather than fact-based and informative. Despite these factors, it is essential to recognize that the overwhelming majority of scientists and journalists are committed to presenting an accurate and truthful narrative about climate change. The scientific consensus on human-caused global warming is clear, with over 97% of climate scientists agreeing that it is real and caused by human activities. However, the complexities and nuances of the issue, combined with the influence of corporate and political interests, can create a distorted narrative that obscures the truth and creates confusion among the public. Ultimately, it is crucial for the public to be aware of these factors and to approach information about climate change with a critical and nuanced perspective. By recognizing the potential biases and influences that shape the narrative, individuals can make more informed decisions and demand more accurate and truthful information from scientists, journalists, and policymakers. This requires a commitment to fact-based reporting, transparency, and accountability, as well as a willingness to challenge prevailing narratives and presented truths. Only by doing so can we hope to create a more informed and engaged public discourse about climate change, one that is grounded in the best available science and free from the distorting influences of corporate and political interests.